sure about that?
All right. Welcome back, everybody, to another video with your boys here at the Truth Media Podcast. All right, so thank you guys for we've gotten so many comments from you all with regards to some of our other videos as far as things, little takeaways here and there. So do bear with us. We are a new relatively new. I mean, we have been doing this for a couple years, but at the same token, we haven't had the level of sort of the talking. I mean, the takeaways and feedback that we've gotten more than we've had over the last couple of months. So anything is helpful for us to be able to create the best possible content for you guys to be able to watch along. So we've gotten the good and the bad, and we don't trust me. We've definitely taken note. And alongside some of the meetings that we've had, we're looking to continually enhance what we project to y'all. So yeah, please don't hesitate. Like, comment, and subscribe because you guys are the ones that help us get better at the end of the day. Okay, so that's first and foremost, right? Thank you for the love. Now into the topic for today. As we all know, I mean, our thoughts and prayers are with Damar Hamlin of the Buffalo Bills. If you guys are not football fanatics, you may not have seen the occasion where a Buffalo Bills cornerback, Damar Hamlin, safety, ended up getting from a freak play on the field. He ended up collapsing upon getting up, and had to be resuscitated on the field. And so it was a very jarring experience for those who actually tuned in for that game. He was transported to the Cincinnati hospital in Cincinnati, Ohio, where the game was being played. And thankfully, the young man has been able to talk. He's been able to post a little bit, letting everybody know, give updates of his condition. But here at the Truth Media Podcast, what we wanted to do was take a look at a conversation that I came across through perusing on the web, where a guy from, I guess, this Cleveland podcast was sort of having he takes issue with the NFL as a whole, and he wanted to sort of give his insight on where are some of the areas that the NFL is lacking when it comes to player safety and sort of how they're being taken care of going forward. Right. So I wanted to get my co-host in here. I wanted to be able to have this conversation with you all and see whether or not I you either agree or disagree with some of his takes. Right. Aaron, is there anything on your end?
No, I'm actually very excited to start this. I'm just sharing it to my Facebook now. I didn't do it before. That way everyone can tune in.
All right, perfect.
Because we're live on Facebook and YouTube right now, right?
We are, yes.
All
yes,
right,
yes,
so I'm sharing it right now.
Actually, let me make. Yeah, we are. I didn't make that mistake again. Oh my God. All right, perfect. All right, so let me start the video.
We're continuing the game. I'm gonna keep it real. We in left field. I'm
You
kind
can
of
hear,
hot
right?
now too.
Yep.
I'm kind of hot because we do this every freaking time something happen on this field. Everybody want to pivot and act like they. I done heard people talking about, just the mental health of the players, and yeah, you could die. They don't even know they could die out here. We sit here and talk about this stuff every single time. Schedule remakes, how we gonna make it up, what the league feels about it. I don't give a damn what the league feels about it. Keep it real. Why we don't talk about the stuff that mattered? This young man, you wanna know how what this you need to know about him? He's 24 years old, right? He got a contract for $160,000. That's his bonus. And he earns $825,000 this year. You say, G. Bush, why are you talking about this man's money? Because guess what? He's been in the league 2 years. That means he's not vested. That means if he never plays another down in his life, he don't get another check for the NFL. Let's be clear about this. You got to play 3-4 years before you even sniff a pension. So all this heartwarming and prayers and condolences don't do nothing for that boy's mom that got to go home, look at her son, and he might need extensive care for the rest of his life. And you know what the NFL will tell you? Well, we'll look out for the people like him. No, you won't. No, you won't. Let's talk about the disability policy for the NFL, right? They moved it from $22,000 a month to $4,000 in the last collective bargaining agreement. Did you know that the NFL has a private board that reviews all aspects with their doctors and with their neurologists and their specialists? They can deny benefits even if Social Security deems you to be permanently disabled. The league can come back and then say, the government is they're experts, but let's take it over so we don't pay anything out. Only 15% get approved by Social Security. The league says that number should be lower. Get that. 15% of the people who apply for disability in this country, I know I was a disability expert. It's very low. I submitted over almost 250,000 applications in 1 year, one time. I know. Since the CTE settlement, only 6.5% of the settlement has been paid, according to the admin's website. I looked it up yesterday. And 60% of the claims have a qualifying diagnosis but have not been paid. Let's talk about this.
All right. So before he goes in any further with some of his other talking points, where are you at so far on this?
Man, I have a laundry list. I was actually taking some notes because as he started going and then he just kept going, I was like, oh shit, I should probably start writing some of this down. Mm-hmm. So first and foremost, I want to start with, I've been hearing ever since this happened, I've been hearing a whole lot of, because he said it himself, we always talk about, they could die this and they could die that. And yada, yada. Bro, I played football my whole life. I didn't stop playing football until I was 26. I played arena football until the age of 26. When I bought my first house, that's when I stopped playing football. And that's not something that we talk about. It's not something that we're goddamn Marines and we're like, oh shit, any given play we could fucking die. Like, don't get me wrong. It is I don't want to say it's a dangerous sport. All right. But you put yourself in pretty compromising positions, to break some bones, and things of the like, right? But again, I've played this sport my whole entire life, and death is not something that crosses anyone's mind. So I don't know why, as I've heard this guy just say it, and I've heard other media pundits say it too. But moving on, he brings up the money aspect, and then he says, you guys probably gonna ask me why am I bringing up the money? Yeah, I am gonna ask you why you're bringing up the money, because at the end of the day, that's $825,000 that he wasn't going to make as a 23-year-old. Let's just put it in perspective. What the hell was he going to do at that young age, unless he started his own, startup company somewhere in Silicon Valley, when he was going to make $825,000? So yeah, that's why we're talking about the money. He's getting paid a hefty amount to play this game. And yes, it's called the NFL draft, but the NFL draft is not like the draft that we had back in the 60s. Like the draft in the 60s, you didn't have a choice. The NFL draft, you have a choice. Men choose, or young men, I should say, because when they get drafted, they're young men. Young men choose to get drafted to play in the NFL. And again, just like myself, we've all played not all, but the majority of us played the sport our whole lives. We know the dangers, and we take that risk. What this brother right here is doing, and what other people I've heard what they're doing, they're trying to change the perspective. We have choices to make as men. This is called the Truth Media Podcast. It's about the truth. The truth of the matter is, Damar Hamlin would not have been on that field if he didn't want to be on that goddamn field. He went to college. You got to go to college to go to the NFL. I don't know what his grades was like. I don't know if he was actually like attentive in college. I don't know how present he was in college, but I know he was there. So again, all those are his choices. You want to throw something in? Because I want to keep just going, because I got a lot more about that
Yeah,
track.
I mean, I just want to ask a question just to gauge where you're at then,
Yeah.
based upon your response. What are your, so then how are you with the guys that come after this, right? The guys that end up retiring after 3 years, and that do have extensive injuries because of because we both can agree there is a certain level of violence in the sport.
Mm-hmm.
The level that this man is mentioning that they're not being taken care of. What do you have an issue? Like, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna ask do you have an issue with that, but do you feel as though or do you think there's a sense that their NFL might be not doing um taking care of their responsibility to ensure that these players who are putting their bodies on the line are essentially compensated going forward.
So thank you for the question. That's a great question. What I'll start with is this. This whole conversation is brought up because this brother almost died. Like
Yeah.
some say that he was dead for a few seconds to minutes on
Mhm.
that field, right? So now we're having this conversation. I've been watching the NFL my whole entire life. That's the first time I've ever seen something like that ever happen.
Yep.
So when I saw that happen, I did some research. Only one person has ever died in an NFL game. So I don't think that and again, the question is great. I don't think that how society right now is trying to target the NFL and paint them as the bad guy, I don't necessarily agree with that. Because again, these brothers have a choice. They're not being forced into this game. And I will say this to get more to your question: Can the NFL do better? Yeah, I'm sure they could do better. Yes, I'm sure there's some policies that can probably be revisited and revised to err on the side of some of these players, right? But again, these players, they know what they're getting into. So, I know, for instance, you watch a lot of podcasts on, people that are like in these different type of pills and spheres and shit like that. And I know a lot of these guys say, oh, yeah, because even Kevin Samuels said it, men can do more than women. Women don't want to work these jobs, these dangerous jobs.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they don't get paid the money. They're not out there on these oil rigs. You know what else they're not doing? They're not out there, freaking trying to shove off 350-pound, goddamn offensive linemen either. So as men, we can't have it both ways. Where it's like, okay, yeah, women this and women that. Men work on oil rigs, but then this brother gets hurt and almost loses his life. Oh man, the NFL should be doing more. That's the hard job that you're doing as a man, and then no one forced you to do that job. Thank God the brother did not pass away. Even what happened to him is very unfortunate, but that comes with the territory. I have asthma. I've been born with asthma. I had asthma my whole life. And again, I played sports my whole life. I could have dropped dead and had an asthma attack at any given point. Any given point. And if that would have happened, that would have been my choice to make. And I would have to live with that. And I would hope that no one would try to come and say, oh, it's these sports. Everything's not for everybody. Look at Tua Tagovailoa. I don't think he's built for the NFL. This guy's getting broken up. Talk about CTE. Wait till that man's freaking dead and they can finally, because with CTE, they don't know until you die.
Mm-hmm.
Wait till Tua's dead and gone. Let's see what happens with this brother. It's not for everybody.
All right. Let's continue it and I'll give my take.
About this. They're also moving the pension. And that pension, he got to make it to 55.
Sorry guys, pension. He meant pension. I don't the closed caption on this is crazy. Yeah, he's talking about pensions.
What did the closed caption say?
He's 20.
Pinching. Said pinching. It's crazy, yeah. I guess it did its best. I guess it did its best.
And they've moved that.
Oh shit. Is that it for the video?
Between
Oh,
3,000, they moved it down to 3,000 when it was 5,600 a month. And the last stat that you should know about is the Bills owner Terry Pagula owns the Sabres as well as
yeah. This connection is crazy.
the Buffalo Bills, and his net worth is $6.7 billion. My question to you is, NFL, when do salaries become guaranteed? If you know these young men are going out there and they could die on that football field, I don't give a
Oh,
damn
man.
what your thoughts and prayers are.
Damn, this
Yeah.
is real choppy.
Yeah, this is.
Is that Facebook or
Do the
YouTube?
right thing. I
IG?
just heard Aditi say it
No, this is
7 times.
Facebook. Maybe that's why. Shit.
This is a savage sport. Men are dying every week, and
Every
you
week.
covered that up during CTE, and now you want to act like you the top of the food chain because you got the CP.
Men are dying every week. See, that's exactly why I brought that up. Men are dying every week. We just went over. It's only one person.
Yeah, that's a bit of
Your
an
people on the
bit
field
of
on
an
time.
exaggeration.
That's the least you should do.
Yeah, hey, look. As this video
Uh,
is
You're not gonna pay
buffering,
that man's.
brothers.
You're not gonna pay that man's tuition for
As this
his
video
kids.
is getting
You're not
its
gonna give
act
him no
together,
disability money. You gonna do
I just want to say this, brothers.
nothing.
Damn, this is.
yeah, it's rough, man.
Yo, brothers, listen to me, brothers. As we give this video time to buffer and catch up with itself, because this video is bugging out right now. I want y'all to take this away, okay? This brother right here is very passionate about what he's talking about, but he's far too emotional to be talking about it at the moment that he's talking about it. He comes across as no disrespect to the brother, as a whiny bitch, because it doesn't take that much thought. It does not take that much thought to put everything together, as I have done. He literally every week.
Yeah, that's a bit wild.
Every week. Okay, all right.
Yeah, that's a bit wild. That's a bit wild.
Can be emotional,
All
brother.
you do is collect them big checks, and we go play fantasy footballs, and I hear these dudes' thoughts and prayers for a whole damn 2 hours. Y'all don't care about them kids. These young black kids is putting on the line. And you telling them what they put on the line ain't worth it because you know why? Because you don't want to pay for somebody that's broken and battered and can't take care of themselves because it costs you money. So it is all about money. And I ain't heard nobody talking about no contracts. And he's sitting up here cashing these checks. We worship these owners. They do anything they want to. Anything. And as long as the product is good, we salute it. I'm pissed off today because ain't nobody talking about the real stuff. There's people out there, players are saying they just want to wait for us to die.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I'm definitely with you. To give my take, I'm definitely with you that I can't get along with the over sensationalism. Why am I so terrible with that word? Sensationalism. Goodness gracious. That exists. Give me a second. That exists. In this man's soliloquy. You know what I mean? The dying every week. That's a bit. It's a bit much, right? I mean, but you know what? I have to say I disagree with your I guess the premise that you're taking from his comments as far as, oh, you know what, they signed, this is what they sign up for. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it is what it is. It's kind of, you kind of made your bed and you have to lie in it. I personally believe that the NFL does have a responsibility to ensure that there is some semblance when these guys are well and done, they're off the football field, they've made you, because we can both hopefully agree that these men are worth more than the money that they're being paid, right? But they're because essentially that's what they're being given. But the amount of money that they're bringing in for ticket sales, so on and so forth, right? There comes a point in time where you have to look at this and go, shit, man. Like from a human level and a business level, even, right? To ensure that those that want to sign up for this going forward have an understanding. I mean, if I'm working a job in an oil rig factory, you know what I mean? and I'm busting my ass. And yeah, I'm not forced to work on an oil rig factory. But damn, if I'm putting my body out there on the line for the company, I would hope that they have a good insurance package for me or for my family going forward, just in case in the event that something does happen. Now, with that being said, the whole dying every week, guys are dying every week, guys are signing up to die. That's a bit of nose on the head, and that's where I think the whole entertainment aspect is coming in out of that. I don't even think he realizes that he's toting at this point in time. But I mean, I listened to a conversation with Warren Sapp. I mean, if you guys are if you do watch football, you'll know about the Hall of Famer Warren Sapp. A legendary D lineman, right? I think he still might lead in total sacks at this point. And he was having a conversation with oh my god, on one of these networks where they have their little side podcast. I believe it was CBS, and he was talking to I think it was on Boomer's podcast, and he was talking about how the NFL after the 10 years when he got done at playing in the league, they took him off the insurance, right? So the point that he's bringing up is like he's like, hey, look, it's kind of not facetious. It's kind of insidious because it's like, dude, you take me off the insurance. Now I'm over 50. I have I still got broken, still got broken parts of my body. I still got this, right? So for me to be able to sign up for another insurance is basically going to be null and void.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like there's not going to be any way. So if I needed that, right? If I was one of those guys that definitely, I don't have the appearances. I can't come on podcasts. I can't come on different things to make a little bit of money or get a little bit of traction for myself. I would be asked, like, I'd be really in dire straits for like being able to produce for my family. So when I heard that point from Warren Sapp, and it was somebody that was a Hall of Famer, for that to happen to him, I was like, damn. I can only imagine for the guy that has to go play arena. Excuse me, that has to go play arena football. You know what I mean? Because they're trying to make their way, keep themselves fresh, healthy.
Let me answer your question, because on this point, I agree with you to a degree. However, what are we discussing right now? Because we were talking about Hamlin, and now we're talking about aged former NFL players being removed from.
Well, I brought it back into fold. I said I could only imagine for the guys that are because like the guy said, he hasn't even hit his 3-year mark.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So if he retired today because he has, for
complications,
right. So that he's not going to be able to receive the pension. He's not going to be able to receive the benefits. Right. And yeah, he did make it of his own volition. Right. He did perform, and I'm sure that's part of the contract.
Let me ask you a question, Mike.
But damn, man, like that's to me is wild.
Because again, I'm gonna harken back to all that, manosphere and all these different pills. If that happened to a dude working out on an oil rig in Texas or on an oil rig out to sea, right, that no one knows, we don't have his fucking jersey. If that happened to that dude, will we still be having the same discussion? Would you still be having the same discussion?
But as far as to say whether or not I care more about that or less about that, is that what you're trying to say?
I mean, overall, because you don't think that happens to these guys? But those are the same guys.
I'm sure they're compensated, and I'm sure their families are compensated as a result.
You think so?
The ones that work in an oil rig factory?
Mm-hmm. More so than an NFL player who's making millions?
I mean, this guy obviously is not making millions. He's not at that point in his career.
Yeah, he's not. He's making $825,000. Say he were to die.
Okay.
How many life insurance policies?
Let's play into that.
We're going to get that payout.
No, but you know what? Let's play into that.
No. Hold on. How many life insurance policies are we going to see that payout of?
I'm sure he hasn't taken out a life insurance policy at this point.
But my point is, if he were to die, he didn't, right?
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah, absolutely.
If he were to die, his family gets that money. That's $825,000. If I die right now, my family's not getting $825,000. So you're saying, oh, they're not being taken care of. That's what the money's for. Is what you choose to do with your fucking money.
Time out. Did he say that he received that as of this?
He said he's due to receive that this year. That's what he said. That's what that dude said. I'm referencing what he said.
Okay, you're okay. No, that's what I was saying because I'm trying to remember from what the guy was saying because he mentioned 160,000. But the Bills from the news that broke out, the Bills are going to pay out that $825 for this year. Even though he didn't finish the season. Okay,
He
so
almost did.
well, I mean, but my thing is like, I guess you know what, I'm not looking at it from the death, right? Because there was a point that he brought up as far as, if he's gonna need rehabilitation, he may or may not need further procedures, right? Based upon the nature of his injuries, that shit adds up.
Yeah.
Right. That shit is not cheap. So if we're talking about, he gets 825,000, but for the rest of his life, he may need to change his whole lifestyle as far as adding in a ramp at his home. He may need to change the type of cars he drives. And that shit's not cheap. Being able to retrofit cars in order to ensure that he could be able to get into the car. Now he's going to need a personal person to take care of him, watch over him, because if his mom passes away or his wife wife is not there.
Okay. Hey,
these things are all going to add up. And 825,000 at that point in time looks great, but are we really saying that there's not going to be a bill that's going to be fitted going forward potentially?
No. I mean, again, those are great points, but I think we're having a disconnect. So what I'm saying is that, the 825,000, that is a large amount. Am I saying that that's going to be enough? Mm-hmm. No, not necessarily. But again, like, there's a whole other part of this I didn't even touch on yet. I've been holding out. I don't know how far this video is going to go. There's a whole other part that I want to touch on. But without getting to that point yet, what I'll say is this. Again, these brothers have the decision to make, and they make it, to play the game that they love. Look, at the end of the day, if you're a grown man and you're not playing in the NFL, you're not really playing football. That's the only option. That's the only option. So not only are you getting paid handsomely to play this game, you're doing something that there's only 55 men on a roster.
Yeah.
If you break it down by position, come on, how many wide receivers actually suit up on a week-to-week basis? 30? Maybe 35? So you're one out of 35. How many safeties? There's 2 safeties per team. 32 teams. That's 64. Right? Just starting. And you might have one backup. So, like 100 out of the whole nation. So it's not just about the money. It's about the prestige. You're in the NFL. That means something. That's why these brothers do what they do. And you know what? They wish that they could be like a Warren Sapp and make it to the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely.
That's their goal. They want to be the best. So again, is there a quote unquote, if you want to go there, bad side or dark side to the NFL? Yes, but it's like that in any other business. This guy referenced, they don't care about these kids. They don't care about these kids. Nigga, what job cares about their fucking employees? Like, truly cares about their employees? At the end of the day, the NFL is a goddamn business. And that's why my issue with a lot of brothers, especially the emotional wokey woke types, like this guy's coming off as, it's a fucking business. It's a business. You got to make money. So you know what? I can always trust a business to try to cut corners that's going to ultimately hurt the employees and not the business. Right? We have aspirations to have our own business. Does that mean that we have to be shiesty? Does that mean that every business has to be shiesty and low down dirty? No. But do you really believe in the greater good of the corporatocracy? Like, come on. This brother's too damn old to be saying that nonsense. They don't care about these kids. They do when they make the money.
Yeah, but you even said that the NFL comes with prestige. So shouldn't that care also come with that prestige? Okay.
No, you know what else comes with prestige? Being in a service. You know what happens when you come back from being in a service? The VA is shit. Our veterans do not get taken care of, and ain't no one talking about that shit.
I mean, there's a ton of people talking about that shit.
No, but ain't nothing getting done about it. You know what I'm saying? I hear more about the NFL and how they're bad than I hear about, hey, let's help these fucking veterans that actually put their life on the line. This nigga lost his leg in Iraq. Let's remedy this.
But then can't two things be true?
It depends.
I mean, I'm not saying whether one is more important than the other, but I'm saying, can at least two things be true in this case?
Okay, how would that depend? What two things?
The people in service, because you were the one that said prestige. I didn't use the word prestige.
Yeah.
Now, if we're talking about prestige, When we're talking about something that's prestigious, there comes with a level of that, some sense, some semblance of respect to a degree. I'm not saying that they're going to be supposed to be throwing throwing the fucking wazoo at them, right? But when we're talking about the corners that you're mentioning, the corners that they're cutting in order to, keep their bottom line. I mean, damn, right? We can have an issue with the veterans administration, right? Because a ton of people that are on the streets right now are veterans, are former veterans, right?
Yep.
People that were getting shell shocked and
PTSD.
damn near blown to bits out
Mm-hmm.
there for their service. But if we're also going to call the NFL a prestigious organization where only a certain level of number of men are able to even grace that field on a week by week basis, right? There has to be some level, and I'm not saying that we have to take this sensationalized viewpoint, right, where we're saying, oh, they don't give a fuck about it's like, come on, man. The reason why you're doing a podcast and you're not working a 9 to 5 behind the desk is because you already know. I mean, shit, even what you're doing now, because I can't see the network that's behind the podcast, but essentially, that you're replaceable.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So we're nobody. I don't think we can sit here and say that there should be a woe is me attitude about how they go about dispersing that care. But I'm saying that if we're gonna call it prestigious, now if we're just gonna say it's just an org, what I'm saying, just like any other,
No,
any
no,
other business.
no, no. See, I
Then
think, I think,
then
I think,
then
I
that's
think you're
cool.
muddying the waters right there. You're muddying the waters.
I'm just going off of what you call it prestige, a prestigious.
Well,
You call it prestige.
there is a level of prestige that comes with being
Okay,
a player in the NFL, and there's prestige that comes with serving your country. There's prestige that
absolutely,
comes with a lot of things. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely,
I'm sure, and also to a degree, it is subjective. There are many people that
yeah,
do not give a fuck about anyone that's playing in the NFL today, yesterday, or tomorrow.
correct,
So it
absolutely,
would not be prestigious for them. So we can't just take the fact that it's prestigious to some select and then say,
mm-hmm.
oh, well, since they really love it, everyone should love it, and they should be taken care of. If that's the case, then they should, run for fucking president. When you're president, you get taken care of for the rest of your life. Run for Congress, you get taken care of for the rest of your life. If that's really what you want, we want to take it. What other job are you being taken care of for the rest of your life? And again, I'm not saying that the NFL can't take some steps to do things better for these former players. I'm not saying that
Okay.
at all. What I'm saying is, at the end of the day, I'm not going to be the person out there championing this goddamn mindset like, oh, the NFL is wrong and this. No, look. You know what? I'll do this. Let me ask you a question, Mike. You're an NBA guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
You used to play for the Knicks, right? No.
Yo, imagine. Oh man. Yeah, we should be
Yo,
lying.
bro.
We should just start lying like these motherfuckers out here. Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. I've been overseas, man. I've done it all. Yeah. Oh my god.
But you're an NBA guy, right?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
the NBA has this thing called the CBA, right?
Right. The collective bargaining agreement. Yep.
And the two sides, well, there's technically three, but the main two sides that are in that, right? It's the owners and the commissioner versus who?
Where's the Players Association?
Okay, then. The NFL also has a Players Association.
Absolutely.
These things that we're discussing, the NFL Players Association is supposed to be taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
The NBA goes on strike all the goddamn time. Well, all right, that's hyperbole. That's way too hyperbolic. But they have won on strike way more than the NFL ever has even attempted.
Yeah.
And it helps them out. The NBA, they get guaranteed contracts. This brother's over here hooting and hollering about guaranteed contracts. You think the NBA just woke up one day and said, hey, as owners, we should just give these niggas guaranteed money? You think that happened? When they blowing ACLs every fucking day, you think they just say, hey, I woke up on a good side of the bed today. I want to give these niggas guaranteed money. No, that didn't happen. The NBA PA, for those of you who don't know, the National Basketball Association, Players Association, which is a group of current and former players that speak on behalf of things that need to happen for current and former players.
Mm-hmm.
The NFL has the exact same thing. They don't get things done. So I'm not going to go to the NFL and say, well, they should be doing this. No, the NFL PA should be doing it. Those NFL players should be speaking up. Why? And if not, then get them niggas out. Get some niggas that's going to be in there and say, no, fuck that. We're going to go on strike. we're not going to play until we get something. Because again, yeah, they do make money hand over fist. But if you're making money hand over fist and you're not getting no pushback, what the fuck? If y'all have agreements, if y'all come together in a meeting room and the NFLPA, the head or whatever you want to call them, doesn't bring up shit about, we should be looking into the Warren Sapp thing. He got taken off of the insurance. If that's not coming up and no one's fighting for it, it is what it is. This is life.
Yeah. I mean, the going on strike thing is a bit. That's a stretch, man. That's a stretch, man. They're not gonna. They're not gonna be able. They're not gonna be able to do it. I mean, the average salary in the NBA is the last time I checked, it was around. It was just over $2 million, I believe. I mean,
but how did it get? Hold on. How did it get there?
I know. I understand what you're saying, right? But understand where I'm coming from. These guys that are in the NFL. I mean, like you said, there's 55 jobs, if that. We're not even talking about because think about it like this: if they do go on strike, right, the top heavy ones that are making all the money go on strike. There's the arena guys. There's the quality of the sport is going to take a tumble, but there's going to be a whole host of guys that are.
There's not guys in the NBA. I could say the same thing about the NBA, dude. I can say the same exact thing. Yes, I can. I can say the same exact thing about any major sports league. No, man.
When you have a balloon, when you have a net, when you have the net, because they've done the strike. They did the strike. What was it? The last strike was
the NBA.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the last strike.
2009, I think. The shortened season.
And then the other one was 1999.
Yeah.
Right. The 1999-2000 season. Right. Even at those points in time, the minimum salaries for both, I mean, and somebody could help me if you can, who does take a look at this, the minimum salaries between the two leagues were vastly different. And also, too, the fact that the NFL has been in circulation for way longer than the NBA speaks to that power that the NFL owners have over the players. So, yeah, there are going to be things that come up in that collective bargaining agreement that you should be championing, and I agree with you. Yes, the whole fact that Warren Sapp even had to have that conversation on the podcast speaks volumes about where the Players Association can even move or not move the needle in those tables.
No,
it speaks because there's no way. There's no if you're truly, because I'm not saying they did or didn't, because I don't know what goes on in that room, but to sit here and act as though that happening, right, has no bearing on what's going on in this context.
I get that he said that, but I don't know. I don't know if they told him, hey, Warren, in 25 years, your insurance is going to run out. And he was like, oh, I'm young and I'm just doing my thing. I don't really care about it. I don't know, because I find it very hard to believe, because they will get sued. He would have settled if it was contractually obligated and then they took it away from him. So that tells me he didn't do his own due diligence on knowing when the hell his insurance was going to run out, or if he had it for the rest of his life or not. To be that old and lose your insurance, and you can't do nothing about it tells me that you didn't do your due diligence. So again, it's about accountability. This podcast is about the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth. Warren Sapp fucked up. He should have known. He should have known before he even lost it.
Well, of course.
And these other players,
but he's in a way better position than most of these players, though.
Yeah, and these other players need to know too. For instance, Jeremy Lin. He was sleeping on a fucking couch before Linsanity popped off. Probably out the league. But you know what? If Jeremy Lin never had Linsanity, he would have been okay. Because the nigga went to Harvard.
Yeah, and he actually was a smart kid. How many of these kids are in that situation?
That's my point, though. How come they're not?
That's a bigger conversation than this.
Let me land this plane. For the NBA, because we're juxtaposing the NBA PA and the NFL PA, and basically how the NFL is getting shit on, and the NBA they're shitting on the owners, right?
Yeah, so look, absolutely.
The majority of these NBA players can't fucking read.
Yeah,
these niggas don't even they go to college. They don't go to college.
Absolutely.
The NFL players, they have to go to school for at least 3 years. So if you're not learning shit in 3 years, and a lot of them stay 4 years and they get their fucking degree.
Yeah.
So if you exercising this fucking shit up here and you have something happen to you on the field, you should be good. And that's another reason why they have that rule. So that way these brothers are more inclined to actually get an education. Because the NFL, if they wanted to, they'd be like, yeah, 18, come on in. Why not?
But come on, man.
No, be
Where are
real,
they where are they
Mike.
pulling these kids from? No, I'm
Come
not
on, Mike.
saying
Come on, come
no.
on.
There's accountability on all ends. I'm not saying that you have to. Those kids should not have a backup plan. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that the reality of the situation is that those kids, they were not kids. They were not school kids. Even you yourself, Aaron. Like if we're going to be real, when we were in school, you were not about the doing the sitting in class,
I
doing all
wasn't.
that
I
other.
wasn't.
Okay, and a lot of these kids are like that. They're not learning
Okay.
the conventional way that they're providing education in this country. So yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of them are getting. If it wasn't for this, they would be somewhere else, and most likely they would probably not be on this planet anymore. This
That's
is
my
their few
point.
opportunities. Okay.
So if the alternative is I get to make $825,000 playing a fucking game.
But if I break my kneecaps to the point where I cannot walk anymore, so you're saying that that's worth the $825,000?
No, it's an
Because
investment.
I'm not gonna use the die. I'm not because obviously that like you
It
mentioned
doesn't happen.
that's an extreme.
Yeah.
But the guy that can't, I mean, and we see it all the time. These guys are walking with canes, walking with using the walkers when they're coming to these ceremonies. Like we see it all the time. These guys have got to be Vicodin for their whole rest of their lives. Like we see it all over the place when it comes to how these guys age eventually. So you're saying that the trade off, right, is just something that they have to accept.
Yeah, just like with
Okay.
anything, with any job that you take, there's a trade off. A lot of jobs when you take them in the beginning, and you know this, working in the bank and finance industry, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of these jobs that you take in the beginning, like you're not guaranteed shit. You might not even be. They might not bring you over.
Yeah.
All right. So again, yeah, you know what? Hey, you did all that and you didn't get the fucking job, and now you got to scramble to figure out what you're gonna do to get your next paycheck. Yeah, it happens for men everywhere, and I hate to sound brash or crass, and I don't think that I am that way, but I understand that the majority of people listening are going to think that, and that's the issue. Those same people are going to wind up like this brother being way too damn emotional about it. At the end of the day, is the NFL a business? Yes. Do businesses want to make money and maximize profits? Yes. Do I have a trust in the greater good of any corporate entity? No. Why not? Because I know that all they want to do is maximize profits at any cost.
Absolutely.
Okay, then. So then
We're not. But see, that's my thing. I'm not disagree. So the thing is, what I'm trying to get to, right, is not that I believe that your take on this is out of bounds. I'm not saying that. What I am saying, Jesus Christ, what's up with my camera?
she was like this. It was like,
Yo, Jesus Christmas. I'm not. Oh my goodness. But what I'm not saying is that your take is out of bounds. What I am saying is that yes, outside of the overly emotional sort of selling points that this man is trying to use, were a lot of his points about the fact that the NFL could do. I mean, going 6,000 to 2,600 or something around those lines. Sorry, 5,000 to 3,600 when it comes to those payouts every single month. Like little things like that. These are. Can you do better? I'm not saying. I don't
bro,
think that
I'm
he's.
not blaming the NFL for doing that. The NFLPA had to know when it happened,
But
and they allowed it.
it's a negotiation, Aaron. To sit
Bro,
here and say that they not them taking that wasn't going to be able to afford them an opportunity to achieve and get a
hey,
benefit for the
hey,
players in some area.
hey.
Like we can't sit here and say that they're that that ability to do that. And I'm not saying so. And hey, look, these guys are not fucking the guys that they're putting in the player association. They're not lawyers. So I'm not going to sit here and also too. I don't even want to take that because I don't want that to come off like you're giving them an out. I'm not giving that
That's what
whatsoever.
you kind of just did.
No, because what I'm if you hear that point on its face value, that's how you'll take it. What I am saying is that these guys again are looking for the best interest for the players. They go ahead and they look at that, and there should be hope because we've used should on both sides of this conversation. There should be a case where you look at that agreement and go, damn, maybe we could have asked for this. But maybe the point that what the NFL being the snarky business that it is that I think we can both agree on, right? Being the fact, I don't even call them a snarky business, being that they are a business conglomerate that they are, and we know how businesses treat people. You at some point you're going to look at that negotiation, those. Okay, here's what you can get, here's what you can't get. We're not going to budge on, and you go, damn, that's what you want to cut on. Okay. All right.
What job is that not the case?
But we're talking about the NFL here. I'm
But
not.
that's a
Nobody's
job.
disagreeing.
That's a job.
But nobody's disagreeing. All I'm saying is that they have to. At some point, you have to look at it and go, "Shit, man." You can say shit. I'm not saying that's going to make your dessert taste better. It's still going to be shit. But at the end of the day, you still have to be able to look at it and go, "Okay, that's harsh, man." But yeah, that's part of the business.
And
But
then what?
there's got
And
to
then,
be a
and then what?
then you know what? This is where accountability sets in. I would then say, you know what? Maybe the NFL Players Association probably needs to bring in more associates, more people who are going to be able to create that dichotomy to which that things like that happen to Warren Sapp don't happen.
Let me answer the question.
If it did happen, in fact.
If it did, let me answer this question to bring it back just a little bit. If you and I both can agree that just like without statistics, I mean we have statistics, but without having the true, we don't really know, right? Like just from my eyes, your eyes, and most people's eyes, right? That NFL players should be quote unquote smarter than NBA players because they're in school longer. And if that's the case, if you say no, then that says, then what the hell is school for, right? And that's a whole different conversation. But if these brothers are in school for at least 3 years, and these NBA players, we know that year that they're there, they are not taking classes. It's well documented. So how the hell can their NBA PA, their Players Association, craft better deals than these educated brothers? Richard Sherman went to Stanford. A lot of these niggas go to great schools. And they're in the fucking NFLPA. You know? So
yeah, but also too.
Make it make sense.
No, but also too. Come on now. What are they going? First of all, what are they going to school for? That also serves a pretense of you, which I don't even think you would even personally agree with, because we have neither one of us has either gotten a degree or not gotten a degree in something, and would consider ourselves to be quote unquote smarter just by getting that degree. School is not the basis by which you can say that your intelligence just increases because you go to school.
Your intelligence does not increase from school.
Okay, so then just because they do 3 years in school, taking a business administration degree, because it's not going to be that intensive, so that way they can actually just focus on football and just take some bullshit pre-electives, and so that way they could just skate out of school if they have to. I mean, the main goal is the main goal, which is to get to the NFL for a lot of these guys.
Yeah, but again, I get what you're saying, but okay, then what do we say about the NBA players that are doing better in this regard? The less educated. No, let's use the word educated. The less educated.
Doing better is again subjective, right? Because, and also too, the lifespan. I mean, this is where the harsh reality of being an NFL player, which is where I don't disagree with you on, because it is again something that you sign up for, right? There's going to be, at the end of the day, it's 1,500 jobs as opposed to the NBA. There's 400 jobs. Sorry, 400 and I believe 80 something jobs, right? So it's a lot tighter. It's a lot tighter, so therefore they can be able to achieve a lot more benefits, get more out of their, out of those negotiation agreements, those negotiation conversations. That's just something that comes with the fact that it's just two different sports, and there's two different outcomes that happen over a course of playing in those said sports. So that's why I would take it more on that. I mean, the lifespan of an NBA player is, I believe it's 5 years. Let me check this again.
Before I'm just NFL is like 3 or 2.5.
It's just barely 3 years for the NFL, but what's the average? I don't want to be out here just throwing numbers around. Span of and
throw the numbers around. Throw them.
Hey yo.
Yeah, wave your hair back and forth, man. No, I'm doing.
Okay, so it's about 4 years. So, and if you're making the guaranteed minimum, you know what I'm saying, which in a lot of cases is going to be at, or looking around, what's the?
I have no idea what the NFL minimum is right now.
Yeah, I mean, minimum.
Well, I don't know. This brother's making $825,000. So I mean,
yeah,
minimum. That's not the minimum.
But they're also. I can't even say incentives because it was the last game, well, second to last game, so it's not like he was gonna have a chance of hitting a whole ton of business. I mean, I wouldn't even know.
You don't know what
depending on what the incentive. Yeah, now I'm thinking I don't know what his incentives were. The minimum salary for the 299 is $925,258 for the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Average minimum for NFL. with 0 years of service will earn a minimum salary of 705,000.
All right, not that
This
far off.
amount, yeah, this increases for. So then, what I want to know what the average minimum for experienced NBA players is because that's how they broke it down for that. Experienced NBA players. Mm.
Anybody in the chat, Mike?
From what I saw, where was I at? Where's restreaming? Nah, we didn't have anybody in the chat yet. Did you see anything on Facebook?
Nah, I'm checking now.
Oh,
Here
Chelsea
and
commented.
now.
Oh, there you go. It's 59. Your employer is responsible. Chelsea.
Who?
Thank you. You're Chelsea. Chelsea Volpe.
Oh,
Yeah, Chelsea Volpe. Um, thank you, Chelsea. Chelsea mentioned in the Facebook.
Facebook or YouTube?
No, it's in Facebook. Facebook mentioned the average life expectancy of NFL player is 59. Your employer is responsible for your health and safety. Chelsea, I think we're talking about the I think lifespan wasn't the correct word. We're talking more so about their player, like how long they're actually able to are they able to play? Like what is the what is where do they usually tap out at? And that number is for the NFL about 3 years. We're trying to figure out what it is for the NBA. But no, lifespan was not. Even though that's a whole another conversation because that could be a whole host of reasons. Because I know a ton of NBA players that eat like shit and after they retire and all the other stuff. So and all other players too. So that then that go through a whole host of injuries. So that could be a whole other thing. But thank you
Yeah,
for
thanks for the
the
comment,
comment.
Chelsea.
Thank
Thank
you for the
you.
comment.
Appreciate
Thank you
that.
for the comment. Appreciate that.
Yeah,
So
that's definitely a different conversation that we can have
yeah,
at a later date because that's a
yeah,
whole
for
other
sure.
can of
Yeah, for
worms,
sure.
you know. But
For
I you know I was about to get into it. Let's put that on the plate for a different day. Let's get back to where we were for today.
yeah.
Let's get back to the video. He has more to say, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, let's let him finish fizzing out because we just went on a
Let him continue spewing that emotional bullshit.
I like the NFL just like the rest of y'all, but I'll be damned if I'm going to sit up there and pat Roger Goodell on the back for running this organization the way he does. They run it like a criminal organization.
oh man.
All right, hold on, please. Wait, stop.
I'm
Just
sick
stop.
of it.
Just
I'm
stop.
tired of it,
Hold
man.
on.
I just had to
Let's
get that
go
off my
through.
chest because all this stuff you ain't talked about what this boy gonna go through. This kid could be damaged the rest of his life, and we talking about making up games. Care about making up no damn football games?
All right, is that it?
Bernie Kosar is the one that said that. You mentioned the player that said they're waiting for us to die. I thought about that conversation we had with Bernie on this very set about the league not properly taking care of these gladiators that have churned out billions of dollars for these owners.
Yeah.
And
part of that
Bernie
is
said,
honestly, part of it is a failure of the leadership
Look at that.
of the players' union.
that historically has been a
The
problem.
do the right thing. It don't take you or you to twist my arm to do something I should be doing for my players regardless. Everything ain't a negotiation. You getting billions. You can die today. That's a sliver of these people just want basic health care. We talk about $4,000 a month, boo. They don't need no players association to do the right thing by their players. It's called do the right thing, period.
Yeah, man.
You got it.
You're right.
Yeah, no, his hyper emotional, take on this is kind of like, it's killing me because there was a great moment in there because I don't let you because I know you had something you wanted to just, it's just real quick. The guy gave the point that you were bringing up about the players union, right? And that was a perfect opportunity for him to at least show some sort of parody in his soliloquy. And instead of taking that, right, and at least giving the accountability because I think we both can agree that there has to be some semblance of that. We can't sit here and say that there's no bloody hands in this water. So for him to not take that in this, when that was easily thrown for him is a testament to how emotional he's being in this conversation. But yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to keep.
No, you're fine. You're fine. So,
yeah.
So there's a few points I just want to bring up fairly quickly. That I jotted them down. First and foremost, about what he said about Roger Goodell. Roger Goodell does not run the NFL.
Yep.
Roger Goodell he's basically paid to be like the speaker of the house. You know what I'm saying? Like the owners dictate what goes on with Roger Goodell. He doesn't go to the owners and say, "Oh, I want things to be run like this." That is not how that works. Okay, he's their whipping boy.
Yep.
So again, this brother's way too emotional, and he doesn't know what he's talking about. And brothers, when you're too emotional about something and you don't take the time to actually think things through, and you just start speaking, you're gonna sound like that. You're not only sound like that, you're gonna look like that. You don't want to look like that. And if you're having a quote unquote discussion or discourse or whatever you want to call it with your woman, and you take that brother's approach, my man, it's not a good look for you, bro. It's not a good look for you.
Yeah, that was rough, man.
My next point, you know what? He's talking about, they talking about the game should be made up and shit like that. You know what, motherfucker? You damn right the game should be made up. Want to know why? Because I said this before, I'll say it again. The NFL is an entertainment league. The fans fund the league, the salaries, all of it. So if the fans want games, you give them games.
Oh.
This is the first season we're playing a 17-game schedule. Why? Fans wanted more games. So again, if you're going to be emotional, you're gonna miss all of this easy shit. Okay? Don't be like this, brother. No disrespect to him. I don't know him from fucking nowhere. No disrespect. But the brother had a moment. You know, he might have other clips where he's more, you know, on top of his game. But this one, no, I cannot say. So again, the NFL is a fan-funded league, and at the end of the day, the fans expect this. This is what the fans expect. They expect you to take a hit and get back up. They expect you to play week in and week out. And that's not even just football. Kobe Bryant gets so much praise and credit because he shot. What did he shoot, Mike? When he tore his Achilles?
Oh, yeah. When he shot his 2 free throws.
He shot 2 free throws after he tore his Achilles, right? And that elevated him. He was already up here, and it just pushed him even further. Because fans expect that. Want to know why? Because whether it's football, basketball, hockey, these sports leagues are the modern day gladiators. Fans that can't even think of doing the things that these athletes are doing in their given sports, they look to you guys like the Maximuses of Gladiator. He's going to get back up and he's going to come back out here. And when they don't want you. Look at Anthony Davis, Mr. Glass. They don't want you. That's just, it comes with the territory. And especially for football. Football, and again, I played my whole life. Football players, you're supposed to be tough. You're supposed to be like a Favre Iron Man. Like you just get up. Like a John Elway. You get fucking helicoptered in the air at the age of fucking 36 or whatever, and then you get up and you win a fucking Super Bowl. That's what they want. Now, am I saying that that's all the time correct? No. But that's what the league is here for, to entertain the fans. So when we start having these conversations and these discussions and we start talking about other things, there's way too much emotion involved. This is a business. How does the business get the money? The business gets the money from the fans. What do the fans want to see? More games. They want to see their favorite players playing more. That's what they want. And when you stop giving the fans what they want, you won't have a league. And this goes back to another thing I wanted to bring up before. Ultimately, about the NFLPA, like you were saying, hey, you know, it's not the same as the NBA PA. Okay, hey, you know what? Devil's advocate here. Then start your own fucking league. That's all I got on that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think there's too much to be said. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't disagree too much with some of your points. I think it's for me. I was looking at sort of, I guess I was weeding through the emotion and what he was talking about to say like, hey, look, you know, I mean, they can do better. There are aspects of that negotiation that can be handled better, right? And there's different things, and on both sides, right? Because at the end of the day, that in order for that accomplishment to be able to happen, in order for that to be accomplished, there has to be a semblance of agreement on both sides. So I'm not sitting here to say that everything he's saying is correct. But I'm saying, damn, like there are some things we can take away from that and go, okay, well, that's not too much of a stretch from some of the things he was talking about. I think
So let me
that
ask
was
you a
just sort
question:
of go ahead.
Is the NFL the bad guy?
No, I don't think they're the bad guy. No, they're a
Okay.
business.
Mhm. So
Yeah,
inherently they're bad, right? So we just check that up to the game.
yo, I'm the oh man.
Yo, if y'all haven't already, please like, share, subscribe, comment below. Let us know what you think. Do you think that the NFL is the bad guy? Do you think that they should have the players should have life insurance to the day that they die? Let us know what you think. Because again, this conversation is very nuanced and very well, not very. It's not very nuanced, but it is somewhat nuanced. And I'm not going to say it's very subjective, but it is somewhat subjective. Like there
Yeah.
are some areas, like there are some gray areas. Obviously, Mike and I did not agree totally on this. You know, there's
Mhm.
things that that this brother said, and I'm just totally against it. You know, and again, obviously that's fine. We need to invite healthy discourse. It is
Mhm.
okay to
Yeah.
have disagreements.
Yeah.
You know, like I seek out the disagreement because that way we can have a real good discussion. This is one of the best discussions we've had in months, if you ask me. Like an
Yeah.
actual
Absolutely.
discussion in terms of like asking each other questions and digging deep to actually find out why do you think what you think, and then saying, okay, well, you know what, I understand why you think what you think. I still disagree. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, man, that happens all the time, and that's why, guys. And look, we look to you guys, right? You know, if you know of any content, that you might think that guys that even though we are usually on the same side of a lot of different we take the same stance on a number of different topics. If there's things that you guys think, you would want to see us talk about, what I'm saying, like that's not just about relationships, or just like this is us talking about sports now this week, right? So we want to be able to give you guys a number of different perspectives on all different types of arenas. So if there's anything that you guys, and I know a lot of you guys throw, some of my guys that will throw videos in my chat, just for me to either react to, or basically post up on my story because they know they don't want to post it on theirs and get in trouble with their girlfriends, because I'm that guy. So I appreciate that. I love that. We need more of that. I want you guys to be. You have our social medias. They're going to be in our links below this. So if you guys do want to be able to, to give us things that you are passionate about and want us to touch base on, by all means, send it to us in the chat, email it to us, and we'll definitely make sure to get it in our get it in there for you, so that way you're being heard, right? So with that being said, if you guys like this conversation, I also agree, this was probably one of the better. I enjoy parody. I enjoy being able to go back and forth, have some, intellectual discourse where, you can be able to say, oh, you know what, I want to be able to sort of chop down and get to the root of your viewpoints and see if we can come to a meeting of the minds. And I think a lot more people, this is why me and Aaron, have been friends, best friends, basically brothers for so many years, is because we are able to yes, we do have the, as you saw through this conversation, where it goes high, it goes low, but at the end of the day we still have this respect of, hey, look, you know what, I get where you're coming from. I may not see it in that way, but at least I can understand why you think the way you do. And I think that's important in today's day and age when we have, these tough conversations, right? So yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah, let's cancel culture.
Ooh,
Let's cancel that.
that sounds like a video title for me.
Ooh.
Ooh, ooh,
Hey,
yo.
take it, man.
All right, I'm out there. I'm definitely gonna
Oh,
steal it.
hey, Mike. I'm not sure if you noticed this, but YouTube used to have like these like marks you had to make to go live on YouTube, right? Especially go
Mhm.
live mobilely or via mobile. They
Okay.
took it away now. You might be able to
Oh.
go live on YouTube on your phone or on your laptop, whatever you want, and post. Like I did a post 2 days ago
Hmm.
asking my people a question: Do they would they like me to do more lives? Yes,
Hmm.
no, or just keep pumping out content. And they
Yeah.
spoke. They said they want more lives.
Oh.
So, yeah, but before I couldn't do that. You had to have at least like 4,000 subscribers, this many watch time hours, all this stuff, and they
Hmm.
changed it. and I found out they changed it because I was on YouTube and I saw somebody that I know has less subscribers than me.
Yeah.
Made a post. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, wait a second.
Oh shit.
So I want to do it, and it was letting me do it. I was like, okay, say. So we could incorporate that into our game because this channel we have what 60, 70 subs,
62 subscribers.
62
Last time I
subs.
checked. Yeah.
Fantastic. So yeah, then we could definitely do it. Well, I mean,
Guys,
this works better now, but we could do it though.
Yeah, we are almost at I think we're almost 3x where we were just a couple of months ago. And it's thanks to you guys, man. So thank you for that, Aaron. Thank you for that update. I think we'll definitely, when we have our quarterly sit down, we'll be able to go over that. So that way we can give these guys as much variations of content that we possibly can. We're trying to incorporate more shorts, more thought-provoking conversations, so that way not just through our videos, but also through some of our sub content, you guys can be able to get to know us, and we can get to know you, right, and how you guys think. That's our goal going forward with this channel. All right. Mm-hmm. So if you haven't already, right, if you've gotten to this point, or if you've skipped to this point just to see how this shit ends, right, please do us a favor, like, share, comment, and subscribe. I do not care if you want to throw some hateful rhetoric in the comments below, as long as it's sanctioned by YouTube, because trust me, if they put it in the box where you guys have been, some of y'all have been saying, oh, we cut out comments. No, if you guys talk too wild, YouTube is going to take your comment down, guys. Yeah. So if you, call us all the names that you want in the book, right? Call us boring, call us this, call us that, whatever it may be. Just do it in a way that's YouTube friendly, because at the end of the day, we can give a fuck less, what kind of disgusting things you guys want to say about us, because that is what it is. But if you do want to be able to get other people to see how you feel about us, make sure you say it in a way that's YouTube friendly. All right, that's all that matters. So that's it for me.
Yeah, and also, guys, what we're gonna do soon too, Mike, we spoke about this already. We're gonna do a responding to your comments. We're actually gonna do a video responding to your comments. We're gonna pull it up on the screen, and we're gonna answer your questions. Oh, that's gonna be fun. So yeah, definitely put them comments below. Get G with it.
Yeah, say what you need to say.
Say what you need to say.
Yo.
Yes, King. Yes.
Hey, yo. Hey, yo, this guy's gay.
Hey, yo, why are you gay? Why are you gay?
Yeah. All right.
Nigga is gay.
All right, guys. We'll see you. Catch you guys next time. Peace out.
Shadow on the track. Let's get it. I'm a rock star type nigga, fucks bad bitches.